Left of the box. Letter Hack and I were talking after the stream we did, and we're both interested in doing another one of those, where we talk more about relationships on and how to develop them. Because, I'm the prime person to talk about relationships, my experience with them. But actually, the ironic thing is that I've been very good at giving relationship advice to other people. It's the autist in me. I study human behavior. But it's like those people who study wolves, they study wolves and they know wolves inside and out, and they know their interactions and how they talk, and they can see their dynamics and understand it completely. But if they try to go in there and act like a wolf, they'll get eaten. And that's kind of how I feel like sometimes with my autism. Because I can look at other people and I study them and I understand their interactions, and I get where they're going with other people, and I know where that's from, and I know why they're thinking this and why they're doing this and all that sort of stuff. But whenever it's directed towards me or I try to express these same things, like it's just flat. Like it doesn't work. So anything directed towards me, it's like I don't understand. And when I try to, well, when I used to try to mimic these behaviors, it never came across as authentic because it wasn't. But when I do try to interact with people in a way I think they understand, quite often they still don't. Yeah. Afrophonics, I could use some relationship advice from time to time. I've always given very good relationship advice to people. Also, job hunting advice, like resume building and stuff, been great with those. I've helped several people get jobs. You see, the problem I have, well, I have a couple problems. Main problem I have is my resume not being able to put down that I have a college diploma, because I don't. I didn't finish college for reasons. And but the other hurdle I run into is the interview. Because again, I don't know how to interact appropriately, because you get all of these little tips and tricks for interviews about how to win it. And it's not about being yourself. It's about trying to figure out what they want to hear and then telling them that. But then what if what they want to hear isn't something that's authentically you? Then do you still say it? Do you lie? Or they say, try to be unique in this way, and then you be unique in that way, but then you're in an interview where they're looking at you like, prime example is when they say, what is your weakness? Try to come up with a unique and funny little thing to say to that, because that's get asked in every interview. And so I came up with this, oh, so what's your weakness? Cookie dough ice cream. And the thing is that outside of an interview, whenever I've said that to people, they love it. But whenever I've said that in an interview, they look at me like I've lost my mind. Or like I remember in high school, I would have teachers say, oh yeah, back when I was in high school, I did this on a test because of this, and that helped me get this because I didn't know the answer to this. But then as soon as you do something similar, the teacher's like, no. Like as soon as I try to do the things, or it's like, how truthful are you on the applications? Because there was one application I was filling out for like a convenience store, and it was like a multiple choice thing for like, do you think it's okay if you cash out the next day, but you need $20 now, but you can put it back in tomorrow? So do you take, like, all these just lists and lists and lists of questions, and then it's like, well, do I answer honestly? Because then I'll check like exactly every box, but then will they think I'm lying if I do that I'm just trying to say what they want? So then do I check some of the boxes that might not be so good, but then how many of those do you do, even though I know that's not something I would do? So how many of those boxes are appropriate to check? Because I have heard that if you just say all the right good things, that they become a little suspicious of you, that you're not being authentic. But then as soon as you not not be authentic, then you can run into trouble. Oh, but then there's also like, how do you interact with people? And me, it's like, I'm very direct. They don't like that answer. They really don't. And I don't see the issue with it. I prefer that. I also don't understand annoying little etiquettes like having to acknowledge everyone first thing in the morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning, by name. Or I had one coworker who would acknowledge you every time she walked by you. It's just, yeah, my name hasn't changed since this morning. We're good. I don't get it. Like, I don't get, like, why do you have to say hello to everyone when you first get into work? Why? But I'm so used to living on my own. Like, if you're in a family, do you say good morning to everyone when you wake up? Is that work that way? I don't know. I don't, these silly little human interactions. If it weren't for that, I'd be nailing everything. Bad Lefty, you could lie, and yes, I can lie. I just don't know what lie they want to hear. And I'd be very good at lying if I wanted to, but I don't because it's just, why? Why bother? Afrophonics, nothing worse than not being taken at your word when you really mean what you say. Yeah, because there's so many neurotypical people who are just very insincere about things. So when you are, as a neurodivergent person, very do those things, but you are sincere, people always look at you with suspicion. Like when you just do nice things, because everyone's like, well, what are you getting at? What do you want? Like, why are you doing this? And it's like, I'm just nice. It's just something I can do. Or people think that you're trying to get into a relationship with them by doing something nice and all that. Ugh.